Barely 10 days to election, and the Electoral Commission has actually come out with a presser indicating that it is going to allow just 8 media houses in collation centers. Of course, this was met with a lot of disagreement and public uproar. And this has actually forced them to release another press statement indicating that they are now going to meet the Ghana Journalists Association president and other stakeholders and come out with a workable solution. So as we stand now, we are waiting for those workable solutions.
I have seen a communication from you in which you said that the observation by the journalists who are supposed to show up at collation centers, you said per constituency, at the constituency collation center, there will be 8 media houses per each constituency. So you are accrediting only 8 media houses per constituency. 3 of them will be TV stations and 5 will be radio stations. And then at the regional collation centers, you would have 12 media houses per each regional collation center, 5 TV stations and 7 radio stations. How did you arrive at the decision to allow only 8 media houses cover the collation at a district or constituency office?
UC officials are going to be there. So in the wisdom of the commission, the conclusion was that to create an enabling environment for a smooth collation exercise, let's restrict the numbers. And we think that at the constituency level to have 8 media houses is generally appropriate. And the regional level, 12 media houses is also very, very much appropriate.
That's your view, but we disagree as media. So I want to know who may have given this advice. Did you, for instance, speak to the Association of Journalists, at which meeting it was decided it's all right to have 8 media houses at the collation center?
We arrived at that conclusion based on our history and the nature of the collation centers. If you are not very careful and you don't manage the collation centers very well, you may end up having a lot of problems, challenges to deal with. So the commission believed that with this particular arrangement, it will create a very smooth collation exercise.
But until then, we want to get into the gist.
Please, you forgot. They said as a listening
commission. They say as a listening commission.
They are not serious.
But say,
shouldn't they have done the listening before they bring out the first statement in the first place?
Yeah, easy. Calm down. Become assemble now, but
but like seriously.
It's true. I mean, people find a lot of problem and loopholes in the way this EC is going about there. And one of the latest one is the fact that they are only allowing 8 media houses. Some people are of the opinion that this is gag on media freedom.
I agree. My first question, which is unrelated, please, how did they come up with the number 8 and 12?
Yeah.
We are breaking the 8 with 8 journalists in the coalition center. Like, seriously. Like, what I want to understand how they came up with, let's sit down, let's look at the process. We know that we hold elections in this year every 4 years. They couldn't do stakeholder engagement. They couldn't take this as a project, list out the benefits, the cost, what it means, who we have to engage. And then less than 14 days, or it's 14 days.
No, I mean now
less than 14 days. It's 12 days to elections.
As it stands now, it's 10 days.
10 days. Can you imagine?
10 days to election.
So less than 14 days to election, you come up with such a big, bold move that will change everything we know of it. The media houses might be pissed because, of course, they invested a lot into coming up with volunteers, training, housing, just to cover elections. So they have a lot of their investments in covering elections. But how about the general public? How do you determine who a credible media house is for me? I want to listen to Sky Power. You think Sky Power is not credible? I think Sky Power is credible.
Right.
Like what analysis? Like what's the litmus test that we'll do to say, Joy, you are out. City, you are in. EIB, you are out.
So, yeah, these are very legit questions. And I believe that after their meeting with the stakeholders,
that is my problem.
Hopefully, the workable solution would spell out all of these things. But it brings...
I want to come to the point. We always say that leadership has been our biggest problem in this country.
Yeah.
I think institutions run by technocrats do way better than institutions run by politically appointed people. Because the Deputy Electoral Commissioner is a doctor. He was teaching political science.
Yeah.
I can bet you that if he was still in the classroom today, and he saw this statement or this press release, he would have used it as a case study in class to say, oh, you can't come up with such bold changes without stakeholder engagement. Right. What was the plan? What was the project management process? Because this is a change. And every change management class, whether he did it in undergrad, he did it in master's, and as a doctor, he did it in PhD. So he has even a higher knowledge in terms of change management than we do. Right. You understand that change is met with backlash, and change is gradual.
Yes.
You cannot do change out of the blue. You first have to list it as a project. So change management is a project. Once you are coming up with such a big change, you have to tackle it as a project. So where did they go to? What was their project objective? What was their stakeholder analysis? What is their outcome? What is the impact? All those assessments were not done. And on 25th, you send a memo to your regional head. So, question. Wow, I am a regional head of Eastern region. I listen to only two radio stations. Right. How do I decide who are the credible aides? Because of course, automatically, my 2 is definitely in that
But
list.
if you listen to the reason they give, is the fact that, look, these collation centers are always choked.
Get a bigger space. That is not an excuse. Get a bigger space.
Oh, I mean, if the budget, we are working within budget and we have to get this space to fit.
So it means that it is not an overnight problem. We have known this problem in the last election. When Jane Mensah took over, she saw the budget. She saw how much they spent. She would have estimated what she would spend in her 2024 elections. So if she noticed that this was a problem in 2020, when she was a citizen and voted like you and I, when she was a YEA boss or whatever she was, and she realized, oh, this is a problem I want to tackle. It shouldn't be a problem that popped up or a solution that popped up overnight. Right. It should have been part of her process that she, as a manager, wanted to tackle. And she would have gone through the process. So what are my options before this is my last option? Increase the space. Get a big space. How many churches are there that are not willing to give them spaces to use for collation centers?
What if that was considered, yet still they maintain that, no, look, this time, let's maintain a
so you see, this is where the stakeholder engagement comes in, because if the process of project management had gone through, stakeholder engagement would have told us that a conversation may have been had with GJA a year ago, 6 months ago. Yeah, so they would have added it to their press release to say, well, we had this solutions, alternative solution measures were taken.
So now, is it that the EC has not engaged the media in any way
like at all? Concerning this 8th thing? Their press release, they said they as a listening commission. And you know the funny thing, they keep using that statement. The reason why I prompted it is because the last time NDC flagged an EC thing, that a voter register without statistics, they said as a listening commission as we are, even though it is not done, we will do it. So the as a listening thing keeps coming up. It's a line they use often. Because this EC, we were saying that normally the EC, we're not even supposed to know they exist, though. Run the elections and let it be smooth.
The EC should not be seen, but should be felt.
Yes, they're like referees and those who like EPL games. You don't want your referee to be the discussion after the game. Yes. You want how your players did better or how the goalkeeper kept a clean sheet. Yeah. But if the whole game is about referee bias and everything, then it means the referee didn't do exactly. Yeah. Why this particular election? We've had too many. See, as an institution whose credibility is going down, 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 it marvels me that you take things that would make it worse. Right. And you take it on a part of governance that is so big in our democracy, in our peace structure. Right. For me to say, if I'm watching elections and I watch the reports, it is what the media tells me. I don't care jack about what EC says.
Yeah.
Because I have less trust in EC because it's politically appointed. I have more trust in what the media houses are telling me is going on the ground.
Right.
Let's use a case like the Ayawaso West Wagon. If it wasn't the media houses who captured the brutality that went on, we would never have known.
That's true.
Right now, you are limiting the number of people because they have to have a lot of people. So that one person is capturing ballot sheets being counted. One person is capturing what is happening in the surrounding. One person is capturing what is happening at the back end. There's small conversation. Sometimes you see on TVC, people having dialogues here and then. You're interested in what is happening.
So you see, what I find very interesting is an EC which is going into an election that has its trust issue from the public very low.
Exactly.
And if you even look at their conduct, and these are some of the things that contributed to how low public trust is in the institution, about the fact that they say something and then when they are called out, afterthought, then they correct themselves and do. So all of these things are actually
they are the only institution who listens to their people.
And this is not right. So let's look at the conduct of the EC. Looking at a referee going into a match.
See, I'm an Arsenal fan, eh? And then there's this particular referee that anytime he's coming, like he's named as a referee that will coach our game, half of the time we know that most of the decisions will go against us. Now he's this bald guy. I don't really know his name, but he's this bald guy. He tends towards City a lot. Right. So me, that referee, anytime, like you can ask my husband, anytime they game, I say as our referee, no, oh forget, I don't watch the match because he'll make my high blood pressure go up all through.
Right.
He won't give the cards that he's supposed to give.
Right.
So as an EC who is a referee that I have least trust in you, you worsen your case by making the media that I trust have a problem with you.
Yeah.
Because right now, and the fact that they are using radio stations and TV stations make me think, wait a minute, these people didn't know the era we are in. We are in an era where Coca-Cola is doing advertisements with AI powered, like AI full TVC.
The whole
ad is AI.
Wow. They are taking some of us out of job now. We the actors, what will we do?
we are in an internet savvy data consuming time and era. Yeah. So if you tell me it is only radio stations and TV stations, of course the radio stations, most of them have platforms like channels on digital that I can follow. But what if I want to follow my news on a media Ghana News online.com? How about that?
So
how about the bloggers that I probably trust? You don't trust. It is, I don't care whether you trust them or not. It is whether the populace you are serving. Do we trust these people?
Enough.
Don't see. I think we've had peaceful elections in this country because the media has been so involved. They carry us along.
Yeah, the fourth
all
estate.
275 constituencies. Yeah. You know what is happening in Eastern region when you're sitting in Northern region. You know what is happening. See, I know someone is saying, but they didn't say, and we know that the keyboard fighters will come and say, but they didn't say no media house. Yes, they didn't say no media house, but under what circumstance do you decide which media house I should consume my news from?
I want us to look at this from an independent mind. So in recent time...
Please, I'm an independent mind. No political party has my mind.
Yes, in recent time, I want to create a scenario and we'll see how it works. In recent times, there was this viral video of a presenter in Wontumi TV, on Wontumi TV. Yeah. Actually, this was clear deception. You can tell he was actually
bias.
Deceiving the people.
Yes.
So if you, the Electoral Commission, you say that your
original heads should decide the 12 stations.
And they say that
of course, Wontumi TV should be part of them. What are you going to say?
So someone like me who is independent,
will be thinking, how is Wontumi part of the 12
this list? When clearly they've been engaged in misinformation and disinformation.
It's the same way somebody in Ashanti region will also feel that maybe another station, I can't mention this station because we've not seen any. Yeah. Another station in Ashanti region is NDC bias, and NDC, that station finds its name on the approved list and is thinking, why is this station passed? or NDC feels they are stationed that they trust in the Ashanti region, it's not part of the list. You give too many chances for people to have so many doubts.
And you know, people have said that, look, we've had elections since Nkrumah's
Charlie,
time.
if she was a new person crying, we understand.
Why is it that for the first time, media houses are being limited? And if you don't have anything to hide, why would you limit the number of media houses?
Give people the chance. So you see, this is the perception thing we're talking about. EC perception. You are giving people the chance. Like I said, when the NDC people were shouting for statistics, I was like, just give them the bloody statistics.
Yeah.
So that when the election goes against them, they will now come and have a case to stand on to say, hey, the data you gave me was 47 million people, but your registration result was 46.99 million. And we know this is what they can do.
Yeah.
both sides, they both can do it.
Right.
So give them the statistics. Let's all know what we are working with. For an EC whose trust indicator has reduced from 63 to 33% as of 2022. This as of 2022. So as we speak now, I'm sure they said they do 5%.
Or even single digit.
Do you get it? You should be doing things that would make people, you are the one spending money. Instead of us doing, we are voting on 7th December. Come to your polling stations with your voter. Make sure you form the queue. Do you know the campaign they are doing? They are doing a campaign about trust in the EC. They are repairing their image. Instead of you to be using their money,
like this,
instead of you to be using their money to educate us.
It's one of the issues I had with EC that, look, I feel like because if you look at the former statistics of our elections, you realize that sports ballots sometimes are even more than what independent candidates get, right? So you would think that the energy would be focused
educating people on how to vote. Yes, we
so
someone who said that NEC, the national, the civic, the people who civic duties, NCCE, it is their job to educate us. Yeah. But you have money to do TV and radio campaign. Yeah. Why won't you use it to support their work? You are there repairing your image and you are damaging the image at the other side.
So do you agree with the people that says that the EC is trying to fix something that is not broken?
What is broken? They should give us an instance. Any elections we've held in this country where media reportage caused fear and panic or mayhem, or there were too many people in the room or the collation center such that they lost ballot papers. Or the person who is entering the figure, he typed 7 instead of 1. They should give us an instance like that. And I keep saying that if the only reason they are giving us is the place is getting choked, the hell get a bigger place. Right. We had 4 years to prepare for this election. This is what I'm pissed at. The elections it's not we didn't sleep and wake up and say God forbid, like the one we did when
the by-elections.
No,
when
the former president died.
Oh.
You think that we didn't do elections?
No, the
vice took over.
Yes.
When the former MP died. This is not a by-election. This is not an unplanned event. Yeah. See, there are risks that you don't know, and there are risks you know. This is a risk you know. Yeah. And the only time you thought to think of communicating your mitigation measures towards this risk is less than 14 days to elections. What are we talking about here? Yeah. These are technocrats.
Something is fishy.
It's annoying when people who have the doctorates thing tag on their names and people who we are expected to do more do
and
this.
They are doing rubbish.
I don't use that word. So when it happens like that, you are thinking, so when people become leaders in political, like in the political appointments, do they lose what they are thought? And this is a sentiment that I'm expressing through my lectures when I went to do my master's. Half of the time, anytime there was a particular course I did, we always take current issues and then we discuss. So we are like, what do you think went wrong with this project? Why didn't this project go? And then we'll say all this. So you know something, you know the interesting, nice things you are saying. When you become leaders in the political space, do same. Because the interesting thing is once you become political leaders, you forget this knowledge. Why should it be so?
Why should it be so? Why should it be so? So, well, leadership is not easy.
Me, I don't care for any meeting they are going to have. There is only one solution I am suggesting to the EC. Leave the media to do their work, because we don't trust you to do the work better than they do.
Right.
The media carries us along all through the election period. Even when there is a dual run, the media finds resources to do it, and we like it.
Yeah.
The system is not broken. What the hell are you fixing?
And you know, for me, why I am peeved with the EC is that EC, you don't do anything for 4 years. At the end of the 4th year, you have just one job. Just one job. Make sure we have a free and fair election.
Please, who signed the letter?
So even that one, if you are unable to do it, then all these 4 years, what were you actually doing?
I want to see who signed the letter.
You know, so I mean,
the deputy chairman of please let us know if this was part of your reform process when you took over, because it looked like he slept. See, they said this is how projects come across. This is just on the funnier side. My lecturer said this is how we come up with projects in Ghana. We sleep, we dream, we wake up, we have a project. No analysis.
You see?
We
said that here.
No
on
stakeholder engagement.
Like,
we have a project, and then we have things like the cathedral facing us, because we slept, we dreamt, and we came up with a project. That's all I have to say.
Let the conversation continue. Leave your comments in the comment section. You heard our beautiful say that
visiting you once again.
EC, leave the media to do their work. That is how we end Sauce and Pepper. Till we come your way next time, be a great citizen. We out.